Have another beer, buddy.
Chatty chat chat chat. I think that they probably said that being shorter is advantageous.
Well, they need to teach me then. There you go. So we had to poke a little fun at him. Call you Ginger Swag.
Yeah. If you weren't bowlers, what would you have liked to have done instead? Anything else. Literally anything else.
That's a great answer.
The horse is so dead that it's on some kid's school project on a landfill already.
And there you have
that one before.
No. We'll talk about that one.
Terrible idea.
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
We back.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. How's everybody doing tonight? See, we got about 30 in here to start, so that's a good start.
What's going on, Derek? Nico? Lots to talk about tonight, courtesy of Brad Miller. Nico, I did see you earlier in Beef and Barnzy. They were talking about this, and so I was watching that, and I'm like, okay, well, they're covering urethane. Probably don't want to talk about urethane, but then we got into a discussion in my Discord server about why the rules are the way that they are. It's like, okay, so soft, not soft, whatever else, but why do we even care in the first place?
Right.
So, in the last couple PBA tournaments were BowlTV streams. I guess that the majors are going to be on TV, but the other ones are going to be on BowlTV. So, there we can recap those, talk about those, and then of course we'll open it up and
talk to you guys.
Yeah, once we're sufficiently lubed up, then you can ask us anything, and we'll probably tell you anything. So,
oh goodness, what's happening, everybody? I see some haze in there.
Hello, Shauna. I think
so. I'm just, as you know, I'm just getting back from Branson. Well, you know, a lot of these people don't know. So I'm just getting back from Branson. So I have been out of the loop on a lot of this stuff in regards to the Brad Miller situation and whatnot. So I kind of turned bowling off for about 5 days. It's kind of nice to get away for every once in a while and not think about bowling for once. So somebody's gonna have to catch me up on the situation. I did see that the situation with Brad. He pulled his vlog.
Yeah.
So let's go watch it, and it's gone.
Yeah, apparently there was kind of some kind of miscommunication, or he misunderstood or something, and so there was quite a bit of buzz about it being inaccurate, and so I think that they took it down just to either repost something else, clean it up, add some extra info, or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's fair. I just was going to watch, and I'm like, where the hell to go? But
it's already night. Shauna, what time is it in the Netherlands? I believe I remember you saying you were from the Netherlands the other night.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Not close to Sweden.
Oh. Congratulations to EJ Tackett. I did see that he won again. That guy's on fire right now.
Yeah.
He thought his pitch black tested at 68 when it was 70.4.
I think it might have tested as low as 68, but the average was it's 104.
Well, good morning.
So yeah. Thank you for staying up with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it.
So the average might have been 70.4. The PBA tour conducted in relative secrecy.
Behind a closed curtain. Yeah, I didn't. Yep. I need to reach out to him and ask him the situation because I didn't even know until I saw his vlog get posted on Facebook, like shared, and I went to go watch it tonight when I got home right before we did this, and it was gone. So it was a no-go. So
yeah, I think this is somewhat. Like, I think this is accurate. They have a massive platform and have to watch what they say. I think that's the funny thing is that before it's just like, let's put some stuff out there and we'll just say whatever. But now they have a big enough fan base, viewer numbers, whatever else that, they do kind of, it's a little unfortunate because the YouTube, again, Beef and Barnzy talked about this earlier too, but the YouTube monster is kind of interesting. You kind of it's a lot of work to get stuff out and get stuff up, and it just sucks when you either don't quite. I've had this happen before where you don't get something quite right, or you don't get something fixed, or whatever else. I think it was with my Revenant review most recently. I copy and paste a lot of my formatting.
Yeah.
So I don't have to build the entire thing every time I open an existing video and copy a lot of the stuff over, or just at least when I take a picture of the layout and then I put it in there instead of having to manually place it every time. Well, I've already placed it before in another video, so I just copy that one and then paste the formatting onto the new picture, and there I am. So I use a lot of the same text boxes, whatever else. Well, I got something wrong, and then I fixed it, and then I re-uploaded the wrong file.
Oh.
And I had to take it down, upload it again, and so that is it. It sucks that there's no real way to adjust something on YouTube while leaving it live, or just like take it down, fix it, and then make it public again. There's not any real way to do that, and so it just sucks.
Yeah, that's a pain in the neck, but I don't blame you. I'd copy and paste too. That's a lot of extra work that you have to put in video to video to do that, and I would 100% do the same thing myself.
Yeah, but when you get something wrong like that, you kind of want to leave it up and just explain it in a different video so that you don't basically have to dump that video. But at the same time, people are going to continue to watch it, especially if you have that many people watching.
Yep.
Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and do it. So
absolutely. Hey, shout out to Clint Harris.
Yeah.
Shot right here at your local tournament on Saturday with the X1.
Very nice.
Bills. Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
in a while.
I guess we can get started talking a little bit about the. Oh, and to backtrack real quick, I do agree with that they probably have to watch what they say a little bit on because of their platform is so big. I'm sure the tour kind of on that too.
And it sucks because there's already so much work that goes into it in the first place. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. So
it is what it is.
So to
recap here, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, what are we drinking here?
I'm just drinking my normal usual whiskey stuff when I'm at home.
Yep. I was gonna drink whiskey, but people keep sending me beer, and the fridge is full, and so I need to get through some of this. And I did have buddy Mike Plummer sent Perrin Brewing Company from Comstock Park, Michigan. This is black ale, and I really, really like black ales, Schwarzbiers, whatever else, because they have that kind of roasty, toasty flavor, but they're not as thick and heavy as like some stouts, porters, whatever else. So yeah, it's one of those that tastes very rich, dark, flavorful, but doesn't like punch you in the throat. The one that he sent that is that I'm saving for whenever you make it over here next time.
Okay.
It's called Decadence. It's an imperial stout at 16%. So.
Oh, holy cow! I did actually visit it's like a restaurant that brews. I think they have like 3 or 4 different brews that they do of their own. And it was a Pilsner, and I can't remember the name of it. Is it Charlie's? You ever heard of Charlie's Steaks and Charlie's Steak and Ribs down there on the Strip? Yep. It was a Pilsner, but it was like it was a little more sour than I liked. But I will say it was actually pretty good. It was tarty would be more of the term I'd look for on that. She hands it to me as a Pilsner, and I'm thinking it's going to be kind of gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's yellow. And I'm like, oh, what did I just get myself into?
Yeah.
And I take a drink of it, and it was not too bad. The aftertaste was a little rough, but I'm one of those guys, if I go to a spot like that and I see that they actually have their own brews, I'm absolutely going to try it out before I try out something else.
Yeah.
I did get a Yingling in Branson. I was able to find it in one place. So I was happy about that.
Sweet.
Anyways, carry on. I guess we can get into the PBA here.
Yeah.
So the PBA the last couple of weeks since we've been off, as everybody knows, has been in Springfield, Missouri, and Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Yep. So they were at Enterprise.
Yep.
And then they were at Fire Lake.
Yep.
And the shows were both interesting for very different reasons. Of course, Kevin Williams qualified first for the Springfield tournament. That was a big deal because he's the pro from Springfield. I think Casey Murphy, if he'd have wanted to chase it, I think he's doing a little too well for himself, just in general, regular life or whatever.
Yeah, Casey Murphy's got game, so I agree with that. Casey, he definitely would be a candidate that I could see competing out there for sure.
Yeah, and they did give him a shout out on the show because he did kind of take Kevin under his wing and teach him a bunch of stuff, and he's helped some other bowlers out there, and he's had plenty of success himself, just kind of on the amateur level, I guess. He's won the Bowlers Journal before. He's got several, I think, ABT titles or something like that. Arkansas Bowlers Tour or something like that.
Him and Kevin have won several doubles together in those, I believe. Yeah.
He's one of those guys in the amateur scene that you kind of know who he is if you're better in the. I mean, he's just one of them guys. So.
And he ran a tournament here with Austin Bolds here a few weeks ago down in Wichita, and they were fantastic. I will say they did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I will bowl more of their stuff again for sure.
Yeah, well, it's really great when you have bowlers run tournaments for bowlers. There was something that somebody put on Facebook the other day saying that you got to have bowlers running tournaments because otherwise they suck. And then when you have not only just bowlers, but good bowlers or bowlers who just bowl a lot of tournaments and understand how they work, how they're supposed to work. When you have guys like that running tournaments, they're just going to be good. I mean, there's just no way around that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But so the show in Springfield was Sam Cooley, who eventually went on to win. Kevin Williams. Oh gosh, should have pulled that up. I feel stupid not having that up and ready for you.
Oh, no, I probably could have pulled it up myself, but I'm lazy.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm distracted. I'm a little behind on I can put DNA and IQ Ruby videos up on Friday, and I'm a little behind. So, and we are actually Angel and I are going to be down in Wichita on Wednesday to watch qualifying. So, if anybody happens to be down there or is making it out, I'm going to go. I'm going to go put the hex on Stu Williams again or something. I talk to Stu every once in a while, and I made the mistake of after he led qualifying in Shawnee, I said, "Hey man, great bowling, keep it up." And then match play happened, and he said, and somebody said that I read something the other day that said that English people are very dry, sarcastic, blunt, but they are still charming, and so they kind of get away with it. Stu's one of those type of people where he just stuff's going to come out of his mouth, but he's got that accent, and they're not really like serious at the same time, and so you can't be mad. And so it's one of those things like it's just so funny. But yeah, he said on Beef and Barnzy this morning, he's like, him and Dom were laughing about it because Dom finished second in Shawnee, and he said, yeah, we were kind of laughing about it because we both had 2 good days in Shawnee. It's just Dom picked better days. He picked the 2 better days because he bowled better one of the qualifying rounds and then in match play. And then he's like, because Dom finished second and I finished not second. So it's like, I would probably fry out about that leading qualifying, and then match play doesn't go your way, but he's just kind of like, yeah, I had 2 good days. They were just the wrong 2 days.
That's unfortunate. It really is. I mean, in Shawnee this past week, I didn't even have to watch and saw that EJ just ran the field over. So, ironically, he has the 2 titles he's won this year. He's basically won them the exact same way. He's got to strike and get 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he managed to do it. So, kudos to him for being as hot as he is right now, because he's actually throwing it really, really well. Yeah. And I think the patterns have really matched up to him, too. He matched up pretty well on those U.S. Open patterns.
And coming through in the clutch, too, because there were several people that he's not to really bag on anybody, but Chris Barnes kind of had the same thing early in his career. He'd make it to the shows, and then he'd just make a bad shot at the wrong time, and whether it was nerves or overthinking or whatever else, or just a bad shot at the wrong time, because we've all had that. There are some situations where well, this is just nerves. This is just, and there's sometimes where you just randomly throw a bad shot at the wrong time for no reason. It's not nerves, it's not pressure, it's not whatever else. It's just, well, that's great.
You're human.
Yeah. Every once in a while you make a mistake, and sometimes it just happens at the wrong time. So
put ice in my cup. Yeah, and it happens to anybody. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
It happens to Belmont. You just it's a human element. I don't care how much of a robot you are and how good you are. Your human element comes into it, and you're going to throw it out the window every once in a while.
Yeah.
What like you said, he is so hot right now, and he himself even struggled with it in past years, if I remember right. Talking about EJ, that is.
Yeah.
On TV, didn't he lose several really close ones in the 10th frame title wise?
Yeah, he's had kind of the same experience that Marshall Kent's had, but Marshall has just not had quite the success that EJ has. But Marshall was kind of the same way. He would always throw one shot out the window and pay max penalty for it. He would always be in the conversation, and then 7th or 8th frame, just goodbye, and then he'd lose by like 7 or 8. Like, it's one of those things. And I think that there have been several times where EJ has he's been the number 1 seed and then just had a miserable game on TV.
Yeah.
But I mean, he came through in the clutch. He made the shots. I don't know what's different. He seems like he's a little looser. Like, he's still energetic. He still winds up. He still gets all over it, but he's not quite as forceful with it. Like, he's a little bit more relaxed. He's a little smoother. So I can't really point to anything specific about his game. It just looks like he's kind of toned it down and refined it. It's kind of like what Belmo did, because if you watch Belmo early, he used to really run up there and launch it, and then he really slowed down and is delivering crisper, more even shots. And EJ, I think, has done the same thing. He's settled down, he's tamed it down, and is just making ridiculously high quality shots.
No, yeah. I mean, he's already got so much speed and rev rate as it is on good shots. Staying in the pocket, he's gonna find success. So,
didn't EJ finish damn near last the prior week? I don't know, but he won the he won the U.S. Open. I don't know what he did in Springfield, actually, because I didn't get to watch anything. I didn't really pay that much attention to it. And then in Shawnee, he won. So 2 out of 3, he wins 2 out of 3 tournaments on the season. I don't think he really cares that much how he bowled in Springfield. Springfield.
No. Yes.
Springfield's a different animal. I almost wish that they'd have bowled at Sunshine instead of Enterprise.
Oh gosh.
I know Enterprise is the bigger center. It's set up perfectly. Again, they have that little settee area back behind those lanes that it's just a perfect setup for a professional tournament. Sunshine is pretty small, but Sunshine sucks. Sunshine's rough.
Well, there's no room in there at all. It is a very unique center, I will say.
Yeah,
it is a very unique center. Enterprise is not. It's a nice center. The proprietors are amazing people. It's just it can be rough there at times.
Yeah,
and that's the best way to play it. We bowl there for those that don't know, Luke and I bowl there every year for our annual Greater Ozarks Open here in the Midwest. It's a ginormous tournament that's ran for like 4 or 5 months every year. And so we get the pleasure of bowling at both fun establishments.
Yeah. But yeah, Springfield is not like Enterprise is nice. Sunshine's the one that's a little bit of a dungeon. It's a split house. So that you go in and there's 16 lanes this way and 16 lanes that way. And there's the counter and then there's the bar in the middle. And then there's a weird kind of snack bar on the other side. So they've got like 2 or 3 paths through there. Sunshine is like the perfect Call of Duty map, if you think about it. Like it's 3 lanes, you got stuff to hide behind, whatever else. It's kind of funny. But yeah, Sunshine's a bit of a dungeon, and it used to be synthetic Guardian.
Yes,
I think
it was.
It was a synthetic in the front, and it was wood the back 30 feet, and so it was really, really interesting bowling on it. And it hasn't gotten, since they went full synthetic, it hasn't gotten any easier. It's just ridiculously tough. When is the Greater Ozarks tournament? It should start here in about 3 weeks, mid-March, something like that. And it runs for about 4 months.
Yep.
So
in our area, we have the Southwest tournament going on right now too. So which we go through in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we go to Southwest in a little under a month.
Yep.
Actually a month, because it's the 18th and 19th, 19th and 20th.
So a month from today. Well, month from this past weekend, we'll be there. Yes, or a month. Yeah.
Yep.
We can even talk a little bit about too on like some of the guys that are just absolutely cold on tour right now. I mean, look at your AJ Johnsons. The guy just he's even made some comments on Twitter that he's just like, I don't even know what to do.
I know what to do.
Somebody said maybe you should stop throwing motive.
Yeah. I don't think that's the issue. I think it's his negative tilt that's the issue. And this is one of those things, all of us armchair quarterbacks can sit here and talk about whatever, but I think it's just the way that he wraps his hand around the ball, because he doesn't really get behind of it and roll it end over end. He kind of swipes at it, and so the ball's doing this.
Yep.
And so when it hits the back end, it's going to straighten out, burn up. The roll integrity isn't quite there. So if he could stand his ball roll up a little bit, I think he's not, because what he does, he goes back and forth between driving by 9s and leaving flat 10s.
Yeah.
And it's just all this. It's just all this, turning the thumb under, and then the ball comes off spinning like this and it hits the end of the pattern and it just goes straight. And so I think just a little bit of a tweak, and it's like the difference between his ball roll and EJ's ball roll. They both throw the ball about as hard. They both hook it about as much. EJ's ball roll is more straight up and down. And so, or maybe with even a little bit of positive tilt, there's no reason why EJ has mowed him over a couple tournaments and AJ just hasn't.
There's a good question. It's because we're on topic about negative tilt. Storm B28 says, please explain negative tilt more. I have my own feelings on Mr. Johnson. There's a reason he hasn't won. I
think he gets a little amped up too. Like, I think he's a little, I mean, his emotions are on his sleeve, definitely. I get that. But I think that his ball roll doesn't help him out. And then he gets tilted a little bit and he tries to push and pressure and whatever else. And I think that it just kind of all works against him, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Some more that are cold. I mean, when I say cold, I mean pure cold. Andrew Anderson. Anderson's another one that's pure cold. Brad Miller. Brad Miller's ice cold.
Poor Brad.
He's had some bad tournaments. So, and then he had to go through what he just went through here with the urethane. So that's always great. But there's some guys out there. Belmo, exactly. Belmo's another one that's cold right now. And it's kind of weird to see, because these guys you see that make cuts all the time, and it's certainly a different time to see. We can even talk a little bit about PTQs. PTQs was a hot topic here this last week.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a lot of that within the last week and a half. But what are your thoughts overall on that?
Well, I think it's just that, like, people are mad that so here's what the real deal is. So I've listened to several different conversations on this, and back when they had the exempt tour, like only like 4 or 5 people would make it out of the PTQ. Now they're having like in Springfield, I think like 11 people made it out of the PTQ, and that's like, well, that's great, but they're limiting fields a little bit for the main tournament, because Beef and Barnzy has gotten a lot better, because they're talking about a lot. It used to be just kind of a fun show, but now they're actually hard hitting on the issues and talking about a bunch of stuff that people really want to know about, or really curious about, kind of pulling the curtain back on the PBA tour and taking a look behind the scenes. And so they want kind of more of an exempt tour, to where people want to see their favorite bowlers on TV most of the time. But they also want to make you earn it, so to speak. They don't want to just open the tournament up and have everybody bowl it, and then that makes it super inconsistent, especially if you have several different squads. So they're trying to limit it down to where it's just one squad. You have so many people that make the main tournament that either qualified off of last year's points or whatever else, and then you have a certain amount of people that make it out of the PTQ. The problem is that they have giant PTQ squads, and so the
players are amazing too.
Yeah, it's not so much the amount of people, which I think that 10, 11 people making it out of the PTQ, that's plenty. So if you don't make it, sorry. But for a 64-person tournament, they had like 90 some odd PTQ entries. And so it's like, why are we so concerned about squad integrity and whatever else in the main tournament but you just let 100 people sign up for and bowl the PTQ, and it's, you know, it's 8 games, and we've got, you know, 3 people on the lane and whatever else. Why does this not matter? But it matters in the main tournament. So I think that's a legitimate gripe. How many people are making it out of the PTQ is not, because 11 is plenty of people. If you can't make it, sorry.
I agree with that. You are right though. The squads are huge for the PTQs. I mean, you're talking like 80 to 100 entries every week at each stop, and that's a lot. I mean, there you go, Clint Harris doing the Lord's work.
Clint knows what's up. Yeah, doing the Lord's work.
But yeah, the PTQs, I actually agree with you 100% on it. I understand both sides of things. Curious to see if they ever go back to an exempt field. I really am. I could see it happen, to be honest. But
yeah, I think they're kind of doing it without necessarily coming out and stating that that's what they're doing. At least
now it's
what Barnes is saying.
It's basically they go off of the point standings. So wherever you finish in the point standings, from 1 to 64, is that what it is? And then if you're outside of that number, you have to chase the PTQs all year.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have a title, obviously.
Now the other problem is that with the PTQ, you're bowling in a whole extra day. You're paying an entry fee, and then once you make it through, you pay another entry fee to the main tournament, and then just with the hope of making the cut. And so I think that that's one of those things that if you make it through the PTQ, that should be your entry fee.
I agree with that.
You shouldn't have to pay any more to get into the regular tournament. As a matter of fact, it was kind of funny because I bowled the U.S. Open PTQ back when it was at North Rock in 2018. I think it was 2018.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And I paid $500 to enter the PTQ. And if you didn't make it through, you got $250 back. If you made it through, that was your entry. And so basically, I got to bowl the PTQ, and I crossed with Matt Ogle, who led the PTQ, and Daria Payuk, which was kind of fun to bowl. I mean, to bowl with both of them. And then I didn't make it, and so I got $250 back. But there were a bunch of poor saps. And I was kind of disappointed because I missed by 70 and I missed 11 spares. Hashtag practice before you go bowl the freaking U.S. Open. But in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't have to bowl because it would have been 3 or 4 more days, or 3 or 4 days, whatever, of qualifying, 3 days. And it was miserable. So I got $250 back, and then I got to just watch all these other idiots bowl the tournament for the next however many days. So
I've always found humor in, hey, nice job bowling today, buddy. Here, I need another $250.
yeah. So that I think is the problem. If you make it through these PTQs, you should not have to pay anything extra to get into the tournament. It should be you pay, and if you make it, you don't pay anything else. Having to pay to enter and then pay again to enter the regular tournament, what kind of a benefit or bonus is that? It's like, okay, I made the tournament. Now I have to actually bowl and try to make the cut line. Yeah. It just seems a little ridiculous.
No, I agree with that. I think they do need to make some changes to it, tweak it a little bit. I think what you actually just said about the entries and having to make it through and then having to turn around and pay another $250, that's kind of like a buzzkill. I just bowled really, really good in the PTQ, but now I got to spend another $250 to bowl with the best in the world. So you're already 500 deep. But it's also really nice that money's already out of your pocket when it's done.
Yeah. Now, I think that at the same time, these guys are complaining and whining a little bit too much because you got to pay your dues. There are a bunch of great bowlers bowling the PTQ, and it is a grind, and there isn't a whole lot of reward for you to make it out of it. But there's never been, I mean, for the last 20 years, there hasn't been much of a reward to it's been a hard life for everybody. And so they don't want to make it like everybody talking about, well, it should be easier to become to be able to get to that level and not have to grind out these PTQs and whatever. It's like these other guys had to do it. They earned I mean, they went through it. They went through the same stuff. They earned their way up there. And it's just so maybe it's harder for everyone than it should be or than it has to be. But, there's no fast track.
No, there's not. But it's just the PTQs are basically an RPI every week.
Yeah.
RPI field's always stacked, and that's basically what the PTQ is RPI field every week. Yeah, I think, Nico, I think that was it Zach Tackett that made the show this week? He came out of the PTQ. I think he led it or something.
Well, no, actually, he. So what happened is he finished like 13th, and there were Wes Malott dropped out and somebody else dropped out because they were sick or something, and so he snuck into the field, and then he did really well. I think he led the first day or something like that.
That's right. Okay, I knew it was something like that, but I didn't know if somebody got made it out of the PTQ and made a show yet. I mean, it's happened. It's happened plenty of times.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get in through those things, those guys bowl really well because they feel like they're on house money. Even though you got to spend
28 is the
Grondin.
Yeah,
Grondin did bowl.
Yeah, he's the chat goat. Yeah, Grondin made it out. He made the show. We'll talk about him in a minute. I want to catch up with some of these. Kevin Williams, the only YouTuber to make finals so far. He's not really a YouTuber so much. He puts some stuff up every once in a while, but
he mostly does stuff when Packy asks him to do stuff.
Yeah.
It's Packy's channel.
Am I the only one who can't stand watching BowlTV? The production value is garbage. A high school AV club could do a better job. Can't believe anyone actually pays for it. This is a catch-22 because I thought that – so Mike Flanagan, number one, is the GOAT. He's just straight up the dude, but USBC sucks. Sorry, but yes, I mean, this is accurate. Mike Flanagan does as good of a job as he can do, commentating, producing, whatever else, but he's still stuck with what he has to work with from BowlTV or USBC in general. And yeah, I thought that with the PBA kind of merging with BowlTV and whatever else, there'd be some kind of a deal where they can make things better, but it's the same old BowlTV. You get on there, stuff
do you know if they're streaming off are they streaming off the Wi-Fi, the bowling center Wi-Fi? Do you know?
They kind of have to.
I would think.
But then that's one problem is that most centers, even if you run a line and hardwire in and whatever else, most centers aren't going to pay a whole lot for Wi-Fi, for internet in the first place. So trying to stream all this stuff off a bowling center internet connection, probably not something that really works out to begin with. But if you're trying to do this professionally, and if you're going to have the actual telecasts on there, you got to figure out something for that specific week, because you're asking people, the cost is higher, which I did go ahead and pay for it, which it's not bad. I can't remember what it was, $120, $130 a year or something like that. It's not bad, but the problem is that if they don't have the money to make it good, it can't be good. But if they don't make it good, they're not going to get the money to make it better. So it's a catch-22 type of deal right now.
It's go ahead. Sorry, finish what you're saying. I thought you were done.
No, that's pretty much it.
Well, so Flanagan, when he does his own stuff, it's definitely USBC. They need to invest because their picture quality sucks, for one.
Yeah.
Flanagan does a great job. I will say he does a fantastic job. Mm-hmm. But if you go watch the inside bowling streams that he does, like take the doubles, the $10,000 doubles they do.
Yeah.
His stream quality is actually really good.
Yeah.
It's 1080p. It looks great. And then you turn off BowlTV and it's like,
yeah, awful. Yep. BowlTV production is trash. Yep. Yeah. Dave Nyes mentioned that, Brad deleted his video about the urethane testing soft. Beef and Barnzy commented on it this morning. And I think, they kind of, it's like, getting to it was a little clickbaity, and getting to the comments is YouTube's interesting because you have to play the game a little bit. You can make the best video in the world, but if nobody watches it, then it doesn't matter. So you've got to kind of play the game a little bit just to get somebody to click on the video in the first place, but then you have to follow it up with substance. So I think in this case, it was just a misunderstanding, and it got a lot of fanfare, and Wriggles posted it, and a lot of people talked about it. And so I think that he got clarification, and they'll probably put something back up and
explaining it,
fix it. Yeah.
Honestly, what they'll probably do is they'll probably explain it in their next vlog why they took it down.
Yeah. They'll probably they might actually put it back up or clarify or put something different up or whatever else. But yes, they have to pay again if they make it through the PTQ. So again, there are some gripes that are kind of like, shut up, you're paying your dues, it's going to be tough, sorry. But yes, they have to pay to bowl the PTQ, and then they have to pay to get into the tournament. It's ridiculous. And so I think that they do have some legitimate gripes.
Well,
Chris Barnes.
Go ahead, Chris Barnes. What? Sorry,
he had a big sneeze earlier too that just kind of caught him, and
I tell you what, they just kind of sneak up on you sometimes.
Yeah.
By the way, it was brilliant today and put ice in an insulated mug, so I have some ice.
Yeah.
I need to get one of those ice molds, but whatever. I'm too stupid for that.
Yeah, how are these lower tier guys eating? Yeah, that's what they're talking about, because you pay $250 to bowl the PTQ, and then you pay another $250 or whatever to get in the tournament, just hoping that you make a cut. Plus, you've got the expenses for the week. It's like $1,000, even if they're rooming with 2 or 3 other people and eating peanuts. It's still $1,000 a week. Like, how can you chase that for long? You can't. There's no way to make a living out there doing that. Like, but everybody else has kind of gone through the same thing. It's just one of those things that unfortunately there's not a whole lot of money for. And unless you find some kind of sponsor or whatever else, it's just, there's a lot of people that could be bowling out there that are not, because the money's just not there.
No, you're not wrong. It is what it is. I'm sure that they get, a lot of these guys have some backing, or they have companies that sponsor them. And I'm not even talking just companies inside the bowling community. We get sponsors from families and stuff like that. But I promise you, it's not coming out of all their pockets. There's no way. No way.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some companies will give them some stuff for tax write-offs or something. I don't know.
See you, Shauna.
Somebody leaving? Sorry.
Yeah, it's 1:30 in the Netherlands. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just going to bed.
Rules theory. What was your theory on the rules that you wanted to talk about?
So the interesting thing about that is the whole urethane debate, and they came back to it and they said, okay, so anything produced before August 1st, 2022, you can't use it. But the problem is that urethane balls now are dropping several points in hardness in frames, not games, not weeks, not months, whatever else. Within frames, they're dropping several points.
That's
and
crazy.
So that's the issue that they're looking at now. I think that they are manufacturing urethane a little bit different. Obviously, I think that's why it's been so viable, because it'll pass the checks, but as soon as you start bowling with it, then all of a sudden the hardness just falls off the planet. And we had an interesting conversation. There was somebody in my chat server that was asking, well, why is soft better? Or why is soft bad, number one? Why is why is it banned? Why are the rules what they are? It's like, okay, I understand that they have a rule, and if it's too soft, they're going to ban it, but why is that a bad thing? Well, back in the day, they used to, they would kind of cheat by soaking their stuff in acetone, which would soften it up. And as a ball gets softer, it increases the footprint with the lane. It gives you a more consistent traction level between the ball and the lane. If you make something harder, it's kind of like a plastic balls are very high hardness. So they're not going to grip. They're not going to get traction. They're going to be very sensitive to wet and dry. The softer a ball is, the more consistent the contact is between it and the lane, the more forgiving it is, the higher scoreability it is. So I think that that's why you've seen the Purple Hammer and Pitch Black be so successful, is because they, get through the approval process, but as soon as you start throwing them, they get even softer. And then those 2 specific years that they had with the Purple Hammer, where they got really soft and everybody's throwing them and then whatever else, I think that's what you're seeing, is that you're getting an advantage over other equipment. Now, again, if you just say, okay, we'll make everything as soft as you want to make it, the playing field's even. But I think that there is a certain place where they say, well, this is a little bit beyond like fair.
Yeah. Do you think well, you may know the answer to this. Did they know that these balls were like getting that soft that fast? Or is this something they're just figuring out?
Maybe. I don't know. They know that the Purple Hammers, the 16 and 17, or those specific years that they banned earlier, those were unintentionally made soft. However, I think the newer ones, I don't think that they realized how soft they were getting after the fact, or else they would probably be making reactive balls like that too. Because the softer a ball gets, the better it reacts, basically.
Yeah.
And so if they were doing it for the urethane stuff intentionally, they would probably be doing it with the reactive stuff intentionally too.
Oh, yeah. So, it's just crazy to me that they get that soft that fast. I mean, I knew they get soft over time. Did I realize that they get soft, off of a few shots? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's nuts. I mean, no wonder there's an issue. Do you think at some point in time? Oh, there you go. Do you think at some point in time they will go ahead and throw the ban hammer on them?
I am thinking so.
In the PBA?
I am really thinking so. I think that that's what they were talking about. The rule is kind of a stopgap, or what Chris Barnes said this morning. There's a whole bunch of information on the Beef and Barnzy show this morning, so I would definitely encourage you to go watch that, anybody. But they said it was basically a stopgap measure. They know that there's a problem, and so they said, okay, we're going to outlaw all the stuff before that to begin with. But then they've continued doing testing, and they're finding out that, this stuff's getting soft within frames, within shots. I mean, it's dropping 4, 5, 6 points in just like 10, 15 shots.
That's nuts.
So, which is just, it's insane.
I mean, they're not going to make a rule that says you can only throw a urethane ball for 5 frames and put it away.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to make it through the year right now with the rule as it stands. But if they test a certain ball and then it fails, it just goes out of competition.
They're not. The question is, are they fining these guys over this?
Mm-hmm.
Did they say that on the Beef and Barnzy show?
No,
once again, I'm out of town. I didn't listen.
I don't think so. If they're using something that's knowingly soft, that's a different story. But there's no way to know. It's like, okay, if this tests fine to begin with, and then I start throwing it, and within the same block, I mean, I start out with it, it's fine, and within the same block, it fails. That's not on the bowler. That's just not.
Wasn't the one that Brad threw was brand new, right?
Yeah.
Like he just took it off the truck and went out and threw it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think they're figuring out that they have a lot bigger problem than they thought they had originally.
Yep.
And I think that this might, if they keep making the balls the same way that they're doing right now, they're going to have to ban them. So I think the companies are probably scrambling right now to figure it out. And I think that they're going to you're going to start seeing more traditional. Like, that's why everybody bagged on the hot cell, because it was like urethane. It was traditional urethane, and it kind of sucked.
It was terrible.
It was asymmetric urethane. And so I think that was kind of the problem, is that if they make traditional urethane, it's not going to be in play as much, because it's not going to be as good as this current kind of modern urethane is.
The next question is knowing that the issue that's at hand with them getting soft so fast, do you see the USBC stepping in and banning on their side of things too?
That would be harder to implement. They might do it on like the PWBA side of thing, but the women don't use a whole lot of urethane to begin with. No. But when you start banning stuff that regular league bowlers use, that gets a little trickier, because the pros just go through stuff like crazy. If you tell them, okay, you can't throw these anymore, it's like, okay, whatever. But if somebody pays $200, $250 for something, and then you tell them they can't use it anymore in a recreational league, that gets a little murky. So I think that if they did do that, it would be something like, okay, 2025, we're outlawing banning urethane balls. So it would be one of those things that's down the line to give you a chance to either find something else, replace it, or just, you still get another couple years out of it, and then you just have to stop using it.
Don't you have a guy on your Friday Night League that throws like a purple hammer all the time? I can't think of his name.
Brian Evans, yep.
Brian Evans, yeah.
There are a few of them that
strictly just throws your purple hammer. One of the new ones, I think, is what it is. But I thought so, but I couldn't remember his name. Brian Evans. Okay.
Yeah. So is the urethane ball absorbing the oil to make it softer? Is it something in the oil that is used today compared with in the 80s? I don't think so. I think it's the actual ball, but I don't know exactly what's making the ball softer. I would have to think that it's some way it's reacting with lane oils or to the friction or something else, but it's just absolutely crazy. Like somebody said, Devin says here, Brad Miller had his pitch black drop 4 points in 9 shots.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's insane. Yeah.
That's stupid nuts.
MEK on a caramel white dot was incredible. Softer than the Sure D's. Yeah. Yeah, they used to do that. They would soak and they would do all kinds of stuff back then. They would, if they had a lot of friction in a certain house, then they would soak their balls in ice water to make them harder, basically, colder, harder, so that they wouldn't hook quite as much, or they would soak them in acetone, whatever else, to really soften them up. There were sometimes, I've heard some stories where guys soaked them so long that they actually got deformed a little bit, and so they weren't like perfectly round anymore.
Oops.
So.
Well, you hear that going down like, thump, 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 thump.
Yeah. Reactive balls do get harder as they continue to cure. Yeah. So if they found a way to make them actually get softer as they cured, reactive balls are kind of like concrete. They never stop curing. And so they continue to cure, get harder, get smaller, whatever else. And so that's just, if they figured out a way to make them softer over time, I'm sure that they would probably do that. So.
Oh, absolutely they would.
This is all urethane. This is Purple Hammer. This is all contemporary modern urethane from all brands. Purple Hammer was kind of the one that started it off, but even the Purple Hammer, or even the Pitch Blacks are starting to do it now.
Apparently they're dropping 4 points in 9 throws.
Yeah. Yep.
That's nuts.
So.
Gosh. I don't understand how. I wonder if it's been that way all along. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I really don't, because they used to mill the balls all the time.
Yep. Yeah.
So they did always test for hardness back then. They didn't have any problem. And yeah, if they went back to 80s urethane, I don't think people would throw it much. Yes, because it's not as good. Because when they had urethane in the 80s and the reactives came out, everybody called it cheating. And then people started throwing urethane again now. But with the more modern urethanes, they're not like the old urethanes. So.
They're meant for modern oil is what they're meant for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
hot
new
cell
ones.
was hot garbage. Yes, it was. But it used actual, real, old urethane. That's why it was terrible.
It's not good. It was not good at all.
Does it apply to pearlized urethane or turethane, Purple Hammer? Yes, it applies. Definitely applies to the Purple Hammer. I don't know about the UC3 because, Sam won, the 900 Global guy, Sam Cooley.
Yeah.
Won with the UC3 in Springfield.
I mean, he's also saying like the microcell polymers and stuff like that with Motive. Those are not urethane, so those will not be affected.
Yeah. If they ban the thing, which guys do you think fade to black? The lefties are definitely going to have it a lot rougher. If I have to go to certain places and I don't have urethane, it's going to suck. I mean, I think part of the problem is that the modern game has gotten so power heavy that they begin using urethane to rein them back in. So I think it's more the power players are going to be affected by the loss of urethane, but definitely the lefties, because there's no track and there's so much shape on the back end that urethane is about the only thing that can control that. And I think that they'll find other options if they can't use urethane, but not anything that will be as effective as urethane.
They'll short pin a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Surface,
it's just going to suck. But
let's see, I don't use urethane a ton, but it would suck in the band when it looks good for me, it looks good. So I don't throw it often though.
How is Brad Miller effectively testing ball hardness? It's the PBA doing it. They have durometers and people on site to check them, test them, and so that's how it's happening.
It was a spot check. They do that all over the tour. It happens weekly. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, to recap the tournaments, the Springfield one, it was fairly close. That was one of the better shows I've seen in a while because it was fairly close the entire way.
Yep.
Neil Stremmel's doing the testing. Nico also put up earlier who made the show in Springfield. It was Buttriff. It was Buttriff,
Williams, and Cooley.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so all the games were really close. Like, it was a great show to watch. Unfortunately, Kevin couldn't come away with the win. I think he was a little tight starting out. Sam had a great line. Then Kevin missed a tough spare.
Yeah.
But I think he was a little excited, and it just didn't quite happen for him. But that was a great show. Sam definitely deserved to win. I think Kevin got tapped a couple times too, and so it's one of those that it could have gone either way depending on some pin carry. But that was really, it was an interesting show to watch. The Shawnee show was a dumpster fire. Like, it was wretched. Joe Grondin's kind of a local guy. We see him in a lot of local stuff. He made the show, and I think he went something like spare strike, open. DJ Archer he didn't have that much of a problem with Joe. And then DJ did the same thing the next game. He had like 4 opens in a row, but Dom didn't bowl great either. I mean, I think that game was DJ had a chance to win. I think it was like 180 to 170 or something.
Yeah.
Dom had a terrible look, and then I think EJ came out of the gates on fire, and then he had a couple rough frames to kind of pull it back. But realistically, it was EJ's tournament to lose the entire way, and it was just a rough show. It didn't look great for anybody.
I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was out of town, but I need to go back and actually watch it. But now that you tell me it's that bad, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, and I think like Barnes said this morning, he said if urethane gets banned, they're going to figure it out. I mean, they're professionals. Obviously, you're going to use what works, and if they remove something, everybody's going to be in the same situation. They're just going to have to migrate to something different. They'll figure it out. Jacob Buttriff has shot 300 on TV with a short pin ball. He's won plenty of stuff with reactive balls. It's just the Purple Hammer has been really good for him. But I think if he has to go back to using urethane or something else, or using reactive or something else, he'll figure it out one way or the other. They'll use surface, short pins, whatever else. They'll get it figured out. It may not be as good as what he had before, but
yeah, those guys are good enough. They'll figure it out. No problems. 170, 174 is what that Dom match was.
Yeah, rough. And the fact that DJ, after going like Mark open, the fact that he still had a chance to win that game at the end. He had a blower 7 pin that he made the shot and realistically could have won the game. But all right, the next beer here is Perrin 5910 IPA, and it's solid. Once again, thanks to Mike Plummer, Perrin Brewing Company, Comstock Park, Michigan.
Yeah.
So
Angel said, "Did you talk about the whole surface footprint on the softballs?" I walked away.
Yes, we did. Yeah, when stuff gets softer, it just it improves the contact with the lane.
Yeah. I just
makes everything better. Just reactions better. Yeah. It's more efficient, easier to get to the pocket, whatever. So
I know I've said it like 20 times. I just can't believe that they're getting soft that fast.
Yeah, that's insane. That's what I really can't figure out.
Like that's nuts. Wow. Makes me want to go grab my purple hammer and throw it a bunch.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to go ahead and at least do our Ask Us Anything, get into our last hour? I know we're about 5 minutes early, but I think we hit our topics. So
yeah. Oh.
What happened?
Oh, I interestingly enough, I put some bets on some hockey games recently, and it's gone well. Yeah, I just picked big favorites and put a parlay on 2 or 3 teams, and it didn't really work out.
That's today. All right.
But I still got I got some basketball games going for tomorrow.
Sweet.
Magic, Celtics, Mavericks. Mavericks are minus 950. KU's playing tonight, though.
Yeah, well,
looks like
suffer through over the weekend.
Oh wow, KU is not favored. They're at TCU and they're not favored.
Well, it's because they lost them in their own building.
Yeah, this is a bad decision, but I'm gonna hit that.
So I can tell you about what towards the end of the show about my shoe fiasco, my bowling shoes fiasco. I don't know if you heard about all that. I finally got my KNRs in the Mavericks, and they're too big. Actually, they're not too big. I lie. They fit right, but because of the style of the heel, it's all basically the tongue. Everything's all one part of the shoe. My heels slip out of the shoe every time I walk with them.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, that's not going to work. So immediately after I waited 3 months to get those. So immediately after that, I had to pivot, and I turned around, had to spend another $200 on shoes. So I settled with the blue and white Dexter SST6 hybrid boas. So they were supposed to be here today, and they still didn't show up. So we'll find out.
Yeah. I actually bought some of the new C9s. I might actually grab some of those because I got some new shoes. I got some of the 3G Tour Blacks.
With the black shiny on them?
Yeah.
Sweet.
They're sexy, but I can't use them until I get the left-handed pair.
So you had to order 2 pairs?
Yes, because the design of the shoes suck. But I did get some C9s too, and I actually bought those, or Angel bought them from Ussery, and then they were a little. I went a size down, and they were a little too small, and so I went back and exchanged them and got the right size. Those are amazing. I'm gonna go grab some shoes here.
On my 3Gs, I had to go a half size down.
Yeah. My 3Gs fit, but the C9s are a different fit than like the regular 9s.
Gotcha. So to finish the story for everybody that's watching, on the Mavericks, the blue and white ones are the ones that I ordered. I was unsure on what size to get, so it took 3 months to get the pair of shoes in the first place. Finally got them in. Walking around the house with them, they're slipping off my heels. Obviously, I'm thinking they don't fit. But then when I check where my toes are at, I'm thinking they do fit, but it would probably work if I went like a half size down. So come to find out, if you have a small foot like moi, anything KNR makes shoe-wise, they don't make anything under a size 8. So I normally wear an 8.5, if that helps. So size 8, they don't go anything below. Hashtag little feet. Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
Which ones are those?
These are the C9 boas.
Oh, yeah.
The boa color shifts. These are freaking sweet.
So the current pair that you have, are those boas?
Yeah, they're the regular 9 HT boa color shift or whatever.
Now, was the boa system on the on the tongue on that one, or was it on the back?
It was on the tongue. I don't like the ones where it's on the back. I like the ones where it's on the tongue.
Just out of curiosity, why?
I don't know. I think it's easier to control where they tighten up at, because I've got long, narrow feet, and so being able to kind of squeeze down here on the bottom as I.
Now, did you ever have issues with your Dexters with the front boa system on the tongue with it popping out?
Nope.
So Trevor, for example, and on mine, the Mavericks that I had, just walking in my house, the boa system was popping up, and it was unlacing my shoe. So Trevor says there's a few times he's had it happen where he'll just be walking to the line in his approach, and he has the black Mavericks, and it'll just pop up and come loose.
No.
So
okay, I haven't had a problem with that, but generally I don't have problems with stuff. These I was wondering about this gigantic, like 1.5 inch thick heel, but I really like it. Big. Yeah, I really like it. It's really stable without feeling like I've got a pair of 2x4 strapped to my feet.
Have you worn them yet? It looks like you have.
Yeah, I actually have used them. I got them, went down there and exchanged them back last Saturday. So I worn them in league and I wore them for filming the other day. Now I also did get the Tour Blacks.
Dang, look at you wearing multiple pairs. You playing, so it don't matter.
Yeah. Well, I had intended to get, because Storm is big on the 3G shoes. They would prefer us to wear them.
I mean, it is their shoes.
Because the design sucks, I can't. So they look sharp, but because of this felt stuff that's stitched all the way around the outside of the thing, I got a pair of right-handed shoes because that's all that was available when I ordered them, because it's more important to me to have the rubber on the plant shoe. But when you go to push off, this is so felty that I feel like I'm wearing a sock or something.
Why don't you just get the I have a brand new red that'll.
I could, but the stitching crap. If I was changing the entire sole, or could change the entire sole, I'd be fine. But you push off with right there. And so it's just slip. I might as well be wearing a sock on my foot.
It's bad. So, and I know how I feel with my brake foot, with the rubber on my brake foot worn out, especially at Royal Crest. Love that place, but the approaches are slick.
And so, on one hand, I plant, and so not a whole lot of people plant, and so it's not really that big of a deal. But at the same time, two-handers are the largest growing contingent of the bowling community, and a lot of them plant. And so having a design that kind of excludes a large population or a growing population of bowlers doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And the features, I think, that on the 3G that the people really like, the little cutout in the heel here, this is not what they care about. They care about the sole or the pad or whatever that has the little disc cutouts so that you can really customize the slide. That's great. What they also care about is the removable toe cap, or the replaceable toe cap on the shoe here. So if it wears out, you can replace this, and it's a whole lot cheaper than buying a new sole. And so I think this is what they care about. And the sole with the disc system that has the interchangeable, like where you can really, really customize the slide, that's what they care about. This is what they care about. This dumb crap right here is not what they care about.
See, I'm the weird one that on my drag foot, I don't drag it. So it literally looks like I just bought the shoes on my toe. So I've never had the issue with my front toes wearing out like some people do. Because some people, like, they'll wear them out quick. Those shoes are so good. Ryan, what's up?
Now another thing here is that I never stocked, even when they were, now they aren't kangaroo leather anymore. They used to be kangaroo leather.
Yeah.
And I would never stock them in the shop because they were left-handed and right-handed. And so I would have to stock double the inventory for these that I did for these, because they're just interchangeable on both shoes. There's no such thing as left-handed and right-handed for most of the Dexter models, unless you go down to the 6s or something. But so that you could just stock sizes of shoes. You didn't have to stock 10 pairs of left-handed shoes and 10 pairs of right-handed shoes. You could just have 10 pairs of shoes. And with as expensive as these things are, that's a problem.
They are expensive, I will say. Bowling shoes are way overpriced, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
No reason.
neither of these come with any accessories. Which,
oh, really?
No, but most people only wear one sole and one heel. If you've ever gone to change them at tournaments, it's like the rest of they're all either too sticky or too slick. It doesn't matter if the approaches are like tacky or slidey or whatever else. When you go to approach, change your slides, it just doesn't work.
That's when you just start getting out a wire brush and going to town.
Yeah, and so there's no reason. So I don't have any problem with these not being shipped without all the accessories. Buy what you need. It's just a waste and it costs too much and whatever else. However, these come at least with shoe cover. These are like a couple $100 shoes. They don't even stick the shoe cover in there.
Wait, what? You didn't even get a shoe cover?
Yeah, there's no shoe cover. Believe it or not, I had a random couple approach me in Wayne and Larry's the other day because they saw Dexter on the bottom of the shoes. They don't bowl. They were just in Wayne and Larry's. And they said, well, we couldn't help but notice why is that's an odd place for advertising on the bottom of the shoe. And I said, well, it's just kind of, I don't know. Cool. But they noticed it. And that's the whole point is they noticed it. And then I explained to them, they wanted to know what the cover was for. And then they said, well, it says Dexter down here, but then it says the 9 on the side. And I'm like, yeah, it's like Nike Air Jordans or whatever. It's Dexter's the brand. The 9 is the model, whatever else. But we now have left-handed shoes in stock. And so I'm going to order a second pair of shoes to make one pair for me. And then we'll actually test these things out. But they do look very slick.
They look good.
And if you slide, you will be fine. And these laces, I'm going to be like Mike Machuga with motive boxes on these laces. Because the idea of tying my shoes after having the BOA system doesn't interest me. However, these laces are nuts. These are like primo thick, crazy, awesome laces that should never, ever wear out. The shoes are really well built. They're pretty comfortable. They do run a little big, but yeah, I'm going to be wearing these for reviews.
The laces on my shoes are pretty cool.
Yeah, so once I get my other pair, 4 shoes to make one pair.
4 shoes to make one pair. You better wear those for a long time.
Yeah, because we can't apparently design a pair of shoes. It's 2023 and we still have specific handed shoes.
I get it.
But I'm going to wear those for videos to show them off. I'm going to wear these for everything else. Tournaments, leagues, whatever else. Sweet. I might actually wear these if, I get my actual shoes in. But these are pretty cool too. And I like the BOA system. So
be that guy and wear one shoe with 3G on it, one shoe with
yeah.
That'd be pretty hot.
Sorry, but
I guess we can get in the chat here.
Yeah. Fire away here, y'all.
Yeah. We kind of ranted about shoes here for a little bit, so
yeah.
Talk about rabbits.
I had to show them off.
Oh no, those are sweet. I love
planting. Yeah, the planting we're growing.
Yeah.
So
how's everybody's 2023 going in bowling too so far? Is it off to a good start? Bad start? No?
It's not that bad, but
I have actually been bowling a lot better as of late. So
yeah, I was going to say it's been a whole lot better than 2022. So I shouldn't be too pissy.
Well, my goals, I focused really hard on my goals this year, and it's really happened. Or things are starting to tread towards meeting those goals, so that's good. I thought Ginger said assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Jonathan Tiffany, I know exactly who you are now. The Hallmarks tipped me off, but Mr. Jonathan Tiffany.
The Hallmarks tipped me off. Somebody asked us in here earlier. I don't know if you're going to get to that question or not, or you've seen it, but what are our thoughts on was it the high top sidewinder Dexter shoes? I think is what it was.
Mm.
Not a fan. I think they're horrendous, personally.
Mm.
It wasn't good up until this past weekend. Well, that's good. Good. Hope everybody's meeting some goals and starting to turn the corner and bowling better. Hopefully not worse. Just got the attorney with my first 600 new high game, 278 with it this week. Sweet. That's awesome. Congrats. Had a 244 2 weeks ago with the 900 globals in. Zen ball good. Luke may not agree, but Zen ball is good.
Yeah.
Decent. Started back practicing. Practice? What is that?
Yeah. Practice? We talk about practice?
I don't know if I have time to fit in practice.
Yeah. I'm too busy bowling league and tournaments and filming to practice.
I mean, technically, when you're filming, you can still kind of practice.
Mm-hmm. Kind of. It just doesn't work out like that.
I know.
Yeah. My SST 5s were the first, like, performance bowling shoe I had. I had the gray and the blue ones or whatever. Yes, the kind of felty grayish blue ones.
Yes.
Those SST 5s were sweet. And then I had the burgundy and black 6s that I wasn't a big fan of. And then I got the 8s that felt like strapping 2x4s to my feet, but they were okay. And then as soon as the 9s came out, those were amazing.
Were they heavy?
No, they just were super flat and rigid. So it's not that they were heavy. And actually, these are freaking light.
No, they're light.
Yeah, these are great. These feel like you're walking on clouds. So they are very comfortable.
I've had mine, the same pair of 3Gs for, when did we get when did I get those? Was it 4 years ago? 5 years ago? I've had them a while now, and they're still really comfortable.
Yeah, those I think were still the kangaroo leather. They didn't change them up until a couple years ago. They
are kangaroo leather. I've had them for a while. The only reason why I'm getting rid of them is because the brake foot on my right foot is worn out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time to switch. But the SST 5, I don't think I had those. What are you looking at?
Oh, the toe cap. This looks like it's on there rather like tight or something. Like it can't actually be removed, which is weird because I think that's the thing is replaceable toe cap. But it looks like it's glued on there, so I don't know.
Yeah, it is glued on. I do know that.
But I thought it was replaceable.
It is replaceable.
What is this nonsense?
It is replaceable, but I don't know how. It is glued on.
I don't know. It's glued. It's on there pretty tight. So whatever.
Are you trying to take it off? Oh gosh. All right. Where are we going here? Waiting for you to pop one up.
3 pairs of SSTs and the sole cracked in. And this is the thing is that when people ask, well, how long do they last? How durable? I don't know because I still have my original pair of the 9s, the original ones. Those were fine. I've still got my other pair of the HT. Well, those aren't the HT. Mine are just the color shift boas. A lot of people have had problems with them kind of, splitting in the channels here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So my original traction pad that I had on the 9s that I used righty for a few years, and then I switched them over and used them lefty.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the color shift boas and I switched those pads onto the color shifts. This one traction pad lasted like 4 years before it finally split. And then I'm kind of like, well, instead of paying $40 for another pad, I'll just start using tennis shoes. But the tennis shoes wear out a lot fast. These are a lot more durable than people actually realize that they are, just bowling shoes in general. Because wearing tennis shoes, they're a lot more flexible and they wear out a whole bunch faster when you're actually using them to bowl in.
Makes sense.
So that's why I went back to bowling shoes, because they're a whole lot more durable than just regular shoes are.
They're definitely more durable. That's a fact. They're also, it depends on what kind of shoe you buy. I'm going to say that. But they're also
lock laces. I'm going to have to look up lock laces. People are talking about it.
I have no idea what that is, actually.
Yeah. So it's basically something similar to the BOA system.
Oh. Sweet. I also recommend it. Yeah, there's a couple people that have said lock laces, too.
Yeah. Yeah, they look pretty cool.
Dave, I got a couple of lessons and my accuracy and spare game has really improved. Finally, my average is going up. Awesome. Good to hear. We all want to score.
Sweet. Yeah, those look cool. they're still laces, but it's a system that kind of blocks them. And
yeah, that's cool. How many new bowlers do we have in here? Do we have any people that are new to the game in here? Just curious.
Yeah. What's up, Kyle?
If you are new, welcome to the game. It's a very frustrating game.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No surface. Polish it. Polish it.
Oh yeah, everybody's polishing them now. Ever since I seen you say that or heard you say that,
yeah,
everybody's got it polished. You see,
yeah, no surface. You polish them bad boys.
That's funny. That's funny.
UC3 is amazing. I need to get mine back in fighting shape and throw that more because that thing is nuts.
PD Mac just returned after being off for 5 years. Awesome. Welcome back to bowling.
Yeah, I've had a lot of those that they've been off for a while and they just got back into it, and that's cool.
Aaron, 1,000 polish?
Yeah, I just actually polish on it because it comes at like 1,000, so I just polish on top of whatever you have it at now. So, Friday.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I can put videos up on Friday. So, even though some other people have a Ruby video up, not supposed to be allowed to until Friday.
I'm not a new bowler, but I looked like it the other day. I understand that. Ish 40-year-old first league started 6 months ago, loving it. Sweet.
Yeah, sweet. Yep. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's one of those things that just hooks you, and even if you're mad at it, you still get to go out. It's an excuse to get out of the house at least one night a week and just do something.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to do it to the tournament level and whatnot. You'll enjoy it if you do. It'll really piss you off at the same time. But yeah, bowling's great.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, yes, sir. I'm gonna. Is that Gorilla Glue? Is that Jonathan Tiffany?
No.
No, that's not. Which one was Jonathan Tiffany?
Guinea or Jenny beer drinker.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
Yep.
It threw me off because I'm used to seeing their names.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But Gorilla Glue, that's awesome. Jonathan, have you thrown the Primal Shock yet? I have not thrown the Primal Shock. I am no longer with Motive.
He's not an M guy anymore.
I decided to leave at the beginning of what year was that? Was it 22, right?
Yeah, it was 22. And then
stepped away at 22.
Yeah. You had a little bit different of a deal, but the deals got significantly worse. So Riley also left.
I was offered the same position that I had previously as the brand ambassador, but I chose to walk away. I wanted to be able to have other shapes in my bags. How about that?
Yeah.
It was a bowling decision. I changed my display name as I'm going to start live streaming. Oh, sweet. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll give you a follow.
I knew it was you though. The Hallmark shoes gave you away. Oh, wrong one. Oh, but still. One of eight. Been struggling with it in the league, bowled on sport shots with it, but they were short patterns. Resurface it. I don't know what's going on with our factory surfaces lately, but just resurface it. Even if you polish it back up, like I just refreshed mine the other day on the stream. I guess Jenny. Okay. Yeah.
Jenny from the block.
So I refreshed mine because I put a lot of games on it. So just take it down and polish it back up. The factory surface stuff, that reactive gloss crap sucks. So
reactive gloss, gross.
Reactive glide. It's more like reactive glide.
What's Trevor's favorite B7 release so far? Envy Tour.
Yeah, that and that frickin' Envision.
He likes the Envision Pearl and the Envy Tour for sure. Yes. Mm-hmm. He's also a big fan of the Hybrid 2.0, but by far it has to be the Envy Tour. His team just took over the lead. Shocker at the Southwest, by the way. They shot 36-60.
Naturally.
36-60. That's a number. So, and he went down there and bolted sick.
Considering that they won a couple years ago, 2019, I think, or 2020, right before. Well, no, it was 2019. His teams took first and second. Yeah. With a couple of scores over 3,700.
Yeah.
So that's the entire team averaging 740.
That's a heck of a payday.
Yeah. So, yes.
That is a really heck of a payday, actually.
The Attention Black Pearl is really good with reactive gloss. Well, the Attention Black Pearl has a 1500 grit polish on it. It's got step 2 on it, so it's not reactive gloss. Unless you put reactive gloss on it. But yes, this upcoming Friday is we can put videos up for the DNA and the Ruby.
Oh, let's see here. Wow, looking forward to Thursday league stream against James. Oh, James live streaming for
yeah. I'm bowling. We're bowling James, his team, on Thursday, so we're gonna stream, and it's gonna be on James' channel. So
there you go. Check it out if you want to watch it. Jonathan, since you have thrown the Jackal Ghost, what would be a step up? What would be a step up ball with a different brand?
Ugh. There's not a whole lot up from a Jackal Ghost.
Yeah,
that's pretty freaking. That's pretty freaking strong.
I've drilled how many of them? Like 4 of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest with you, that's a great question. You stumped me on that. You're not going to go much stronger than a Jackal Ghost, to be honest with you.
There's really no a gem, maybe.
Yeah, gem, maybe. You think that the gem would maybe be a little sooner, maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be sooner. It's going to be heavier rolling.
If you're in the market for a motive ball, a Jackal Ghost is money.
Yep.
I'll tell you that right now.
If Jackal Ghost, Venom Shock.
Yep. If I put holes in 4 of them, that says something. I mean, I had one pin down and it cracked on me, and then turn around and drilled the exact same way with another one. So as long as they're out there and one cracks, I'll turn around and buy another one.
Yeah.
And I do not have a lot of issues with my stuff cracking, so it just happens.
I know that you're going to really regret this, but strawberry rhubarb sour.
Oh, man. I really wish I was there. Really wish I was there right now.
Yeah.
Looking for a Halo Pearl replacement.
That's probably going to be an absolute.
Absolute. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the closest thing there.
How does the pin down ghost react differently than a pin up? It just gets a little further down the lane.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the pin down ghost is the way to go. I like my pin up ghosts, I should say, but the pin down one's pretty good.
Why do you think certain cover stocks work just fine with reactive gloss, but most are no good? I don't think it's the cover stocks per se. They tend to handle it better the stronger the cover stocks are. But whatever the gloss is, it seems like it's blocking the pores on the ball. Like the stuff doesn't absorb oil, and so they just get slick. And so as soon as we resurface them and put some other kind of polish back on them, they absorb the oil just fine. They react just fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I have not compared reactive gloss to reactive shine. I just use step 2 because that's what they used to use in the 1500 grit polish. They go 500, 1,000, step 2. And so I've got a giant bottle of step 2. And so that's what I've been resurfacing stuff to. And it's fine. Judging by the core numbers alone, is the DNA more or less similar to the Gravity Evolve? No, because the Evolve had spec on it, and this is the new EXO cover is the strongest cover that they are making right now. The DNA is like an asymmetric phase 2, basically. So
Gravity Evolve.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pretty bad.
How would you compare the IQ Tour to the Purple Hammer Reactive? I've actually thrown both. I actually have a Purple Hammer Reactive. I have the Purple Hammer a little earlier and slower. So, just so you know.
Yeah,
IQ Tour I don't think they're that close.
Personally. No, the IQ, I mean, it's urethane to reactive. It doesn't really matter which reactive ball it is. When you compare a reactive ball to urethane ball, there's just not going to be a comparison.
If you get a purple hammer reactive, I highly suggest keeping surface on it. Just saying, when you first get it, it's chalky too. Sorry, did I miss one? You put a comment up there a second ago, but I didn't see what it was.
No, it was just somebody telling me how awesome I was. So, Mr.
Yeah,
Nyes.
Well, what are your thoughts on? There you go, Justin Crawley. If we missed any comments in here, throw them back in again, and we'll get to it.
This is generally stronger stuff. Reality Infinite, Phase 2, Zen, IQ Ruby, that's all nice kind of step downs. So yeah, I mean that's kind of hard to beat. Because the Reality is your big ball, the Infinite is a step down, but still kind of big, and the Phase 2 is another step down, but you're going symmetric. Then the Zen is a step down from the Phase 2. The Ruby is a step down from that, pitch black. As far as 6-ball arsenals, that's about as solid as you can get one.
Does Luke still have his gravity evolve in the basement somewhere?
No.
I don't remember if I ever got rid of ours.
Yeah, you probably should, though.
Yeah, I'll use it as a boat anchor.
Yeah, burn it and dance in the ashes to exercise whatever demons are in that thing.
I think it is gone, but I don't remember. I think I got some poor soul to buy it.
On the positive axis point, does the over and up or down number tell you something about the ball roll? It can, but it really just tells you how you roll the ball. So I've done some videos on this. The same layout can be applied to a ball, but if you've got two different positive axis points, the fingers are going to be drilled in different places. And so it just kind of tells you how you throw the ball, but it will tell you something about the ball roll too, or how the ball is going to roll based on how you throw it.
Yeah. Caught the chat late, so Maverick may not be worth it. I still have an idle pearl in box, drill or sell. What is going rate for a retired ball? It just depends on the ball, actually.
Yeah, it depends on the ball, but I think the idle pearl is definitely in demand, and so I think you could get $200-250 out of one. So you might check the market first to see what that's worth, because it's kind of on the borderline. You could maybe even trade it for something newer that's like higher line, because the idle pearl, it was fairly popular. It's in a lot of demand. So
I have a Revenant and an idle Cosmos, but my Pro Shop guy says I should look into the Ruby when it comes out. Do you have any thoughts on the Ruby yet? My question is, can you comment much on the Ruby yet?
I can. I mean, the Breakthrough's already got a video up on the house, so I can talk about it. So
did that come out over the weekend? Because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it came out Friday, Saturday, something like that.
Okay, so I'm telling you, I took bowling and put that all to the side for about 4 or 5 days. So go ahead, go for it.
So, I generally agree. If you go watch Prather's video, I generally agree about the Ruby. It's a little different than I expected. It's a lot like a vibe, like the ocean vibe, cherry vibe, whatever else. It's not as early and kind of blah as a lot of IQs are. It's stronger than I expected it to be. I like it a lot, but it still tries to IQ too much. I had the same problem with the IQ Tour Nano Pearl, is that it was kind of comical because I was using it to pre-bowl the other night. We're going to be gone here in a couple weeks, and so we pre-bowled, and I did literally everything but strike in practice. It was a wrap 7, stone 10, drive by 8, pack 9, 6-pin, whatever else, it just would not strike. I mean, it reacts great, but it just would not strike. But it acts a lot like a vibe. It acts less like the emerald, the gold ball, whatever else. It's really round, but it's punchy, it's strong, it's early rolling, whatever else. It's a little bit more dynamic than I expected it to be. It's a little stronger than I expected it to be, but I really like it. The DNA is like reality for 30 feet and then supernova for 30 feet. It's it's the core is gigantic. It's a monster of a core. It's supposedly their strongest cover ever. But like a reality, it's really clean for 30 feet, and then it just kind of tumbles the rest of the way. It's like a stronger Jackal Ghost or an earlier and smoother Infinite Physics. It looks really weird for James because I think it's just too strong of a core for him. Puppies.
Oh, I hear the dog goes.
But for me, I really like it. I think it's great. So
riddle me this. Does it have the same numbers as, say, the Emerald? Or are the numbers different?
No, the Ruby is the same ball. It's just different color. Yeah, same ball, just different color.
I mean, colors do make a difference.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of that theory. So
purple bowling ball. Yeah. How do you train your eye to see if a ball is burning up opposed to a ball skidding and not hitting the pocket? That's very difficult to read. It is realistically difficult to read. I think that if a ball is burning up, you can see it hit the lane and then just kind of puke early. If something's going too far, it just kind of spins and never really does anything. If it's burning up, you can see it kind of hit the lane and then do something and then just kind of fade from there. It is really tough to see. I think I've done a video or two on that, but
I would almost have to go with that to help you out. Would be to see, I think you'll know by the way it's going through the pins.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that or not?
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll really know when you see it go through the pins. I mean, it is like you said, it is really difficult to see it. So to me, for me, for example, I may guess wrong because it's going to be a guess. But if I'm seeing it burning up or whichever, I watch the way it's going through the pins when I make my move. So.
Yeah, the gold one. The gold one, I think I agree with because somebody asked Stu and Chris about it, and Stu said that the gold one was the longest and the sharpest. And I think he said the opposite. I think he said that the emerald was the sharpest, which I don't really agree with. I think that the ruby is pretty dynamic. It's probably the strongest of the three. The ruby is surprisingly strong. It reacts a lot. I mean, the Ebonite Mission, the red one, it's kind of funny how colors work like that. It just reminds you of other similar colors. So color might have more to do with ball reaction than we really expect.
I think it has to. I'm telling you. I tell you what, I really like that emerald. That emerald was so good, and when mine cracked, I was hoping to have that in case I ever left, and which I did.
Yeah, the ruby acts like a weaker Zen. It's not quite as forward. It's not quite as like crazy, but it kind of rolls like a Zen. It just is rounder and blends a little bit more. It doesn't like jerk and lock up like the Zen tends to do.
That might be a good ball for the Southwest as much as the hook.
It's definitely going to Southwest.
I was going to say.
Definitely.
And Trevor did say they are flying, by the way.
That's fine. I hope they're flying.
They are flying.
So,
James
probably does make a difference.
No way.
Here's the real question. Which one smells better, the DNA or the ruby? They both smell amazing.
What is the smell of the ruby?
The ruby is berry punch, but it's fruit punch. Straight up smells like fruit punch.
Sweet.
And the DNA is strawberry cheesecake or something like that, but it smells like the X Factor Triple Extreme.
Oh, yeah, that was
They haven't done strawberry since that ball, and it is strawberry, and it's amazing. Both of these smell outstanding. I mean,
Matter of fact,
buy them just for the smell.
The only thing I hated about the IQ Emerald, at least mine, the one that I had, for example, was I hate mint or wintergreen or whatever it was, and the smell on it was like Venom Shock-esque. It was so strong. Oh, he's getting a ball. I saw a ball cup go down. What are we getting here? Drum roll. Oh, I hear a bag being unzipped. Store bowling ball boxes where it says pin placement doesn't make a difference. Which one should I do? I will let Luke answer that. What's that?
As long as I'm talking about them.
Oh, you gonna show them all?
Yeah, I mean,
ooh,
it's no secret. They don't want us to. I don't really care. Prather's already got a video up, so whatever.
I don't see why you can't at least see what they look like.
I don't know. They're weird. They don't make any sense. Obviously, people know that some of us get them early so that we can make videos for them. So if they want to get mad at me, whatever. I don't care.
Wow, that DNA looks a lot different than what I was expecting.
Yes, I polished mine. So that's the other thing is that we have been resurfacing stuff. These both also sucked out of the box. Hardcore. So we resurfaced them. However, I've been liking stuff polished. And so with the DNA, we just resurfaced James and left it. James and I drilled the DNA, and we just left James with surface on it. And I went ahead and polished mine so that we can do a couple different looks. And then Angel and I drilled the ruby, and we both resurfaced, and I polished mine back up and left hers at React-A-Scuff. So
ruby looks a lot more red.
Yes, it's very. It's interesting. Once you get it in your hands, it's quite okay. You can't really see that. So
no, the color looks the same.
Yeah, it's a cherry, but it's got a lot of gold and silver in it. So it looks a lot different in person.
So when you see the pictures, it looks more like darkish red.
This one looks like an Axiom Pearl with black. So it's not necessarily blue and red like the Phase 2 is. It's kind of a blue and pinkish red like the Axiom Pearl, but just has black in it too. So
you were saying from our end, it does look. I agree. It does look like the Virtual Gravity Nano.
Yeah.
Color wise, now it could be just the going through the internet here, but it does look Virtual Gravity Nano.
Yeah.
Color wise, I can see that. The ruby looks that looks a lot more like brighter red than I thought. It could be just the webcams. I'll have to look at it in person. I'll have to look at it in person, see what it looks like. You gonna bring it this week? Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm not supposed to throw them until Friday, but Prather's already got a video up, so it's not like people don't know. So whatever. Staffers, they actually started shipping to the rest of the staffers today, but if you want to be pissed, put in the time. Sorry.
Oh,
I spend all of my free time and money making videos, and so yes, I get the bowling balls a little bit earlier. Sorry.
All good.
Do work.
We appreciate the work that you do. I know everybody here that's watching does too. So,
like React-A-Scuff, 3,000, 2,000, depending on the. Yeah.
React-A-Scuff is money. I actually have him React-A-Scuff my shiny stuff usually too.
Yeah, because it's like perfect. It's like the perfect. It gets the shine off. It's not too dull. It's not too shiny. It's just perfect. So
I just absolutely hate lane shine or shine, not lane shine. I like lane shine. I just hate shine.
On Storm bowling boxes where it says pin placement, does that make a difference in which one I should buy? No, not anymore. It used to just be the distance between the pin and the CG.
Yep.
But now that USB-C relaxed the rules on that, used to just be the distance, again, between pin and CG. But now I can put this sucker all the way out here to get it out of the way of my tucked pinky, because we don't have rules anymore. We have 3 ounces any direction. So Otherwise, I'd have had to put that sucker in a different spot.
Okay. Those both look good, though. It's always hard not to buy an IQ, so I'm sure I'll put one of those in my bag.
This is, I hate low RG R2S Pearl balls. And this one, while it was frustrating me the other night, it's good. This is the best low RG R2S Pearl ball that I've ever had. It's good enough to stick around. I like it. I'm going to use it. It's just going to stay in the bag because it rolls too good.
Even if it's got IQ on it, I have to buy it.
Yeah, it pisses me off sometimes, but yeah, this is a baby Zen, so it's going to be your Zen, but a little bit. But again, if you've used the Zen for a little bit, the Zen is probably tamed down a little bit. This rolls like a Zen that's a little rounder and not quite as forward.
My Zen has plenty of games on it.
This isn't as strong either, but it kind of reminds me of it.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, the DNA looks a lot different here than it does on the website, but once again, this is polished. I actually polished mine up. So, yeah.
It does look very, almost, I'm not going to lie, a little brighter red, but if it was a darker red from the camera, it could almost be like phase 2 look.
Yeah, it does look a bunch like a phase 2. It's just this red is more pink than red.
I can see that.
Yeah, berry splash.
Definitely see that.
Nope, Luis is still unfortunately on regular staffer stuff. So they put in orders last Wednesday. They started shipping today. So what do you suggest for the IQ Ruby to fix the surface? I just went down to 1,000 and back up to step 2. Brunswick crown compound, ebonite factory finish polish, whatever. Just don't throw it with that gloss crap on it.
Ugh. Yeah, that gloss stuff is not good.
Yeah,
I haven't thrown it, and I just need to see videos, and that's all I see. That's plenty for me.
Yeah, but the good thing is that we're making absolute bangers, and all you have to do is freshen the surface up, and you're fine.
There you go.
Because the stuff that we're putting out right now is legend for since the Infinite and the Cosmos, just 90-95% of the stuff we're putting out is like legendary GOAT level stuff. It just, the box surfaces suck. So once you get that resolved, amazing stuff. Like the Fate is one of the best that Storm's ever put out ever. I mean, it is GOAT level legendary stuff. I think the Absolute's the same. We're going to be in the same boat with this thing. Very, very different from how it acts or from what you'd expect on paper. It's like an asymmetric phase 2. This thing is crazy. I really like both of these. The Absolute Revenant, Fate, Zen U is ridiculous. I recently drilled a reality check that I've thrown tons and tons. The Infinite Physics is ridiculous. I need my Kool-Aid glass down here.
The beer is good enough.
Yeah.
I need my Kool-Aid glass. By the way, I'm sure I'll have a little visitor here shortly that likes to come say hi to YouTube. Sorry, refilling ice here.
You're really missing out on this sour.
What is it, Perenni? No, God. No.
Rue Awakening. It's a strawberry rhubarb sour. And it tastes like I'm drinking like a strawberry mimosa or something.
All right, I got to show this.
It's super strawberry.
I don't know if anybody knows, I'm a ginormous Elvis fan, Elvis Presley. And when I was in Branson this weekend, I found a new Elvis tumbler. So I've got to show this off.
Yep. So what you need to do you have Disney Plus?
I do.
You need to watch the new National Treasure series.
Okay.
Because they have an episode where they go to Graceland because they have to Elvis is a part of the National Treasure thing, and there's a clue on some Elvis artifact. And so they go to Graceland, and they go to the secret Elvis room that's got like the
archives.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they have a whole episode around Graceland. So
okay, I'm definitely in. I'll be watching that when I get done here.
Yeah.
I'm actually on vacation this whole week, so if you need me for anything this week, give me a holler.
Sweet, yeah.
So if you want to bowl or anything, just give me a shout. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
But yes, those that know me well know that I'm a ginormous Elvis fan.
Yeah.
So,
all aboard the Luke Stafford. Yeah.
All aboard the Luke Stafford hype train.
Yep. Yeah, when I'm not bashing Reactive Gloss or this stupid shoe design, but it's not my company.
Okay. It's not.
Whatever.
Well, it is kind of.
It is kind of, but again, this is what the thing is. If you slide, these shoes are awesome. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about with the Mike Machuga and the Motive boxes, like this, the laces for me are Mike Machuga and the Motive boxes. Like
what? See, I like the Motive boxes.
I know he loves the Motive. It was one of those things where he got off of Brunswick staff, and then Motive sent him some stuff, and he made a video about their stuff, and he just went on for like 2 or 3 minutes about the box. About how much he loved the box and how well it was designed. It was really weird his love affair with the box. And these laces are the same thing. Like, I like the BOA system, but these laces are primo awesome laces. So I'm just going to
the laces on my 3Gs. The laces on my 3Gs that I wear now are great.
And these things, this shiny black on matte black. I mean, those are some of the coolest looking shoes I've ever seen.
That's pretty sexy.
But why we still have specific-handed shoes in 2023, I will never understand.
Yeah, I don't get that. Pause. How many times have you visited Graceland? I have actually never been. I want to go. I just don't have the chance to go. And trust me, I'm going to make time, and I'm going to find a way to do it. Motive has the best box in bowling. Yes.
They do have the best box in bowling. It's kind of hard to figure out sometimes.
No, not anymore because they have it numbered.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So you go to folded flaps, and you know exactly what flap to go next. So it's perfect. Great stuff. Good. Oh, I can wear my Space Kitty now too. We need to wear Space Kitties in the Southwest.
Yep, the Space Cat will be. I might even have my pants by then.
Are you wearing the Space Cat pants?
They have Space Cat. They have Space Cat slacks, and so I ordered them. And we'll see when they actually show up. But I had some jerseys designed too. I got a patch pirate jersey designed.
Oh no, you did do it.
Say what?
You did actually do the one that we talked about.
I actually sent in. I said I want a pirate design, and I added to my new jerseys. I got the breakdown pair logo on there, and so I have like 3 logos on my sleeve. I've got the Storm, then I've got Storm, then I've got Coolwick, then I've got Turbo, then I've got Coolwick, and it's like a pirate. It's like a cartoon pirate design.
So I have the breakdown pair logo on our Space Cat jersey too. So that's what I love about it. If anybody ever wants to put our breakdown pair logo on it, give me a shout, and I can send you the deal for it.
Yeah, let me go ahead, and we're nearing the end of the show, so I'm just going to go on ahead and put our Coolwick. I'll start putting our graphics up.
We got about 10 minutes here.
Yep.
Need the matching Goku pants. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I got they have the white, the black and gold marble or whatever. So I got that and the matching pants, and then I got the matching pants with the Space Cat. But yes, I don't know. I am partial to these until I get my like other traction shoe or my other entire pair of shoes, so that I can make one pair of shoes with these Tour Blacks. These are interchangeable. The BOA system's ridiculous. Lifetime warranty. The toe cap is on the actual sole on these shoes. And so they're freaking awesome. I wasn't sure I was going to like these, especially with this gigantic heel on it. These are nice, but from just trying on the 3Gs and wearing them, I'm going to like the Tour Blacks too. As soon as I get that other pair of shoes that actually has the traction pad, these things are sweet though. So
yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're freaking sweet. So
with our graphic up there on the bottom left corner, if you haven't seen it yet, Luke's Coolwick Player Spotlight has been posted. You can get on there and check that out. Mine is coming soon.
Yeah.
So,
yep, I got on there and actually got that done. So
yeah, I did mine last week or 2 weeks ago. So it takes them a little bit to upload it and do things, but get on there and check that out. It's pretty cool that they're doing that for us this year. So
yeah, that's something very cool that they're doing for the staffers. Everybody kind of has their own. Everybody has, like I said, the staff page. Everybody kind of fills out their own profile, and so they build the profile onto the website, and it's a lot of work, but it's really cool.
It shows our favorite products for 1, 2,
yeah,
and then as well, if we have our own personal products that you can buy, they can you can get those too. Because we're working on a design for the breakdown pair T-shirts. We're hopefully having T-shirts coming for you. So
yeah, we'll have some stuff going on.
We'll have some stuff that you can support us and take pictures and send them to us, and we'll make sure to share them with you on the socials. Will Coolwick allow you to put a custom logo on a jersey? Absolutely, yes, they will. You have to pay the $5 fee, I believe is what it is. But yes, you can put a custom logo on it. You just have to email it at coolwick@designs.com. I may have told you that wrong. Just reach out to us on email and we can answer that for you.
Thoughts on the Nexus Bowling backpack? I have one. I love it. I did a review on it. The guy reached out to me and said, hey, if I send you one, can you review it? And I'm about to do my, I've had it for a year review. I think I've had it for about 8-9 months now, but I'm close enough to where I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. This is actually what I have used. This is the backpack that I use. This is a little shoe case that's ventilated and whatever else. So
I can proof that he does use that.
Yeah, this is the backpack that I actually take and use, and the shoes. I can actually carry 2 pairs of shoes in here.
That's cool.
So yeah, I just went ahead and put my shoes in the pouch there, and my other shoes are in the top pouch, along with my. So here's my other pair of shoes, just in case I need them. But yeah, this backpack's amazing, and it's still in just as good a shape. I've had another guy that has gotten the backpack, and he said that his. So there are some upgrades coming, like these plastic clips here or whatever. I guess one of his broke, and he contacted the guy and said, "Hey, yeah, I'm actually upgrading the clips on these future versions." And so he just sent him the clip, and all fine and good. But yes, I've been using this backpack. Uh-oh, there she is. Are you a unicorn?
Yeah, she's got a unicorn head on, yes.
But no. Yeah, so anyway, long story short, this bag is amazing. It can carry absolutely everything, and it's in just as good a condition as it was when I got it, like 8-9 months ago. And this is, as soon as I got this, this is all I use. So yes, it's amazing. You should buy it. My code Rosedall10 gets you 10% off of it at nexusbag.com.
There you go.
So,
and by the way, the Coolwick link to send your logos in is designs@coolwick.com.
Yeah.
Go eat your food. Oh, you want to say hi?
Yeah.
Stop making faces.
And
say hi.
Yes, it's a big bag, but it stands up. This is another thing. What's up, Ray?
Look at the camera.
So yeah, this bag actually. So most bowling bags do not stand up. This one will actually stand up because it's designed like a military rucksack, and so yeah, it actually stands up. Which isn't that big, which you don't think is that big of a deal, but it's awesome. So.
Anyway, sorry. Little one was telling me something. I muted myself for a second.
She's a whole lot cuter than we are. So, hi, buddy. Come here, buddy.
She was walking in with that hat, and I'm like, oh
buddy.
my god.
Storm dog. Come here, buddy. Come here. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy.
When I'm from home and she gets home from gymnastics,
you ready to go to bed, buddy? I know it's about time.
She loves getting on here with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get some T-shirts for everybody on the Cool website. That'll be pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, we got some stuff in the works, so that'll be pretty cool.
Can't wait. It's gonna be pretty awesome. I'll rock them. It's an astronaut bag. Yeah, it's a big bag. Storm dog.
Storm dog. Buddy, what are you doing, buddy? Miss the dog.
Oh, did you miss the
Storm dog. Come on, move.
Bye. 5 minutes here. So you got any last question, fire away.
Hi, baby. I know you're a baby. I know you're the sweetie bird.
Stuff like that, but
you're the nice mistle. You're hiding behind the DNA.
So I don't know if you've seen us on our Instagram, but if you're not on our Instagram, follow us on our Instagram because I posted in there. Luke, his brother, and myself went to do some trivia this last Friday.
Yeah.
For the theme was Big Lebowski, and we actually took second.
Yeah, we screwed up in the first round, but we
missed one question in the first round that would have cost us the win.
Yeah, so if we would have not, the format was kind of interesting because the first half, you had 3 different rounds, 3 questions apiece, and you could bet either 6, 4, or 2 points. And so each question in each round was worth either 6, 4, or 2 points. And based on how confident you were in your answer to that question, you could say, okay, I'm going to use the 6-point value on this one, the 4-point value, 2-point value, whatever else. And the very first question, we used the 6-point value on, and we got it wrong.
Yep. And we thought we had it too.
Yeah, we thought we had it. And then we ended up last in that first round, and then we got to 4th, and then we got to halftime. That was fine. And then the very last question, the big bonus question, we vaulted up to second on, but we did really good in the last several rounds. So just that first question, if we'd have gotten that right or bet a lower point value on it, since we got it wrong.
That was last Wednesday night, correct?
Yeah, it was a bunch of fun.
Oh yeah, I had a blast.
It didn't take that long. It went pretty quickly, but there were some interesting questions. Some of them were really easy. Some of them were pretty challenging, but it was a bunch of fun. So
we drank some beers and we answered some trivia questions. What could go wrong?
Yeah, and the pennant, the place that it was at, is really interesting because they got 4 lanes downstairs, and they have these big fancy shakes, and they have kind of like a bar and grill type thing upstairs. But they got a bunch of old arcade games, pinball machines, whatever else. That's probably somewhere where we should go and take some more pictures, videos, whatever else, and kind of.
We can definitely do that. I need to go there because they got new Golden Tea, and I love new Golden Tea. So I'll play Golden Tea all day long. I don't know if you know this or not, but you can actually get a Golden Tea card, and when you go play around a Golden Tea, you can actually pay like an extra $5 when you play. You can actually play tournaments when you're playing. Yeah. You can actually win money.
Which is really interesting because I have a cousin that married a guy that was a Golden Tea pro. Mm-hmm. Like he went to nationals in Florida one year.
Yep.
So,
and I have a Golden Tea machine in my basement, by the way.
Yeah.
It's old school Golden Tea, but I have a Golden Tea machine.
Yeah.
I'm not terrible at it. It's so old it doesn't have the backspin. I wish I had backspin, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We got 2 minutes here, and you had one question I want to make sure you answered. Hey, Luke, was one of your favorite balls a UFO alert?
Yeah, we actually just fixed mine and Angel's up on a drilling stream over the weekend. So we got ours back in action. I resurfaced mine and got it back into the works, and we reslugged Angel's, and so it should be ready to go. Putting the Nexus bag on my wish list. Yep, it's freaking sweet. Will the DNA be replacing any of the other ASIM balls out right now? It's kind of weird that we get another solid ASIM right behind the Supernova, but I think it's kind of like when there was some other balls that we got like a pearl and then a pearl right back to back, and they just weren't close. So the DNA, I don't think, is anywhere close to the Supernova, and that's what we're actually going to compare it to in the review. I don't think it's anywhere close. So just because we had solid ASIM, and then we get the absolute, then we get the DNA right behind it. There's not any overlap with any of them. So.
Oh, very
Petey,
cool. This is my first live stream. And definitely informative.
Yeah, we bounce all over the place. We try to have fun, but we also try to give some information too, but keep it kind of light and entertaining, whatever else. So it is 8 o'clock.
We're here every other Monday. I do have one question before we sign off. What do we have coming up bowling wise for you and I? I mean, we have Royal Crest the 11th, 12th.
Yeah, the Royal Crest doubleheader is that weekend. We're actually, Angel and I are going to Colorado the first weekend of May, or not March.
Hey.
But yeah, we've got the Royal Crest doubleheader, and then we have Southwest the weekend after that, and then I have Nationals the second weekend of April, and so that's coming up pretty quick. And then we've got Springfield the first weekend of June.
Yeah, so not a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
I'll be bowling in most of the Tour KC stuff here going forward. I have the over 50, under 50, and all that stuff coming. So yep. I'm bowling well right now. It's kind of hard not to take advantage of it.
Yep. So we've got the Facebook group. We got Instagram. You can send us something at breakdownpair@gmail.com if you have a longer format question, something you want to ask us that would be better suited for an email. But otherwise, we are going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We will see you in 2 weeks. And yeah, so we will hit you with the outro the intro for the outro. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Pow.
Have another beer, buddy.
Chatty chat. I think that they probably said that being shorter is advantageous.
Well, they need to teach me then. There you go. So we had to poke a little fun at him. Call you Ginger Swag.
Yeah. If you weren't bowlers, what would you have liked to have done instead? Anything else. Literally anything else.
That's a great answer.
The horse is so dead that it's on some kid's school project on a landfill already.
And there you have it. No. We'll talk in the Joe.
Terrible idea.
And there we have it. Did you already bounce? Hi, Angel.